Q106.7 weather.
Here's your KQNK forecast. Sunny skies today with a high of 89. South winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Slight chance for storms. Lows level off around 64. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, slight chance of thunderstorms 90. Lots of sunshine and dry Wednesday and Thursday. Mid-90s Wednesday, near 100 by Thursday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, 62.
This Kansas Information Network update is brought to you by Eaton Roofing and Exteriors.
I'm Britton Rucker, and here are today's top headlines from 12 News. Wichita police investigate after a woman's body was discovered in South Wichita. It happened just before 7 last night. They're now working to determine the woman's identity and how she died. A project on I-70 beginning this week will slow down your drive across central Kansas. The traffic will be reduced to one lane in both directions through Lincoln and Ellsworth counties as crews patch asphalt. Work should be complete in November. And the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services says funds will go out next month to assist rural hospitals affected by cuts in the One Big Beautiful Bill. CMS now says it will allocate $50 billion, which states will soon be able to apply for. And in Wichita, Britton Rucker, 12 News.
You're listening to the Kansas Information Network.
With today's inflation straining your budget, your Kansas Farm Bureau membership can help keep more money in your pocket. Save up to 75% off preferred home and office products with Office Depot. Special package pricing with Lifeline screenings. Exclusive savings on post-frame buildings with QSI. And join the Kansans who've switched to Kansas Farm Bureau health plans. And enjoy significant savings on nationwide medical health care coverage. Join today. For a full list of benefits, visit kfb.org/benefits.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Good morning. I'm Natalie Hadley with your KQNK News. Brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, serving all of your chemical and fertilizer needs. Recently, U.S. Senator Jerry Moran of Kansas, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, led the committee in passing 24 pieces of legislation to improve the lives of veterans, caregivers, and survivors across the country. These bills include several of Senator Moran's top legislative priorities for veterans, including the Veterans Access Act, the Veterans Compensation Cost of Living Adjustment Act, and the Hope for Heroes Act. Senator Moran said the pieces of legislation have now passed out of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs are crucial to the success of the Department of Veterans Affairs in carrying out its mission to support our nation's veterans, their families, and survivors. He said he's very grateful to all of the sponsors of these bills for their work on these proposals, and he's pleased that they were able to reach a bipartisan agreement to advance them to the full Senate. The Access Act will empower veterans with greater flexibility and control over when, where, and how to use the VA health care benefits that they have earned through their service, and it will also provide life-saving support for veterans struggling with mental health conditions and addiction, who have faced barriers to accessing the timely, quality care they need. Moran said advancing the Access Act is a crucial step forward for veterans everywhere, and he looks forward to it being passed on the Senate floor and signed into law as soon as possible. The Kansas Department of Transportation is warning about another new scam circulating by text message, where the text falsely claims to be from the Kansas Department of Transportation, and the Kansas Department of Motor Vehicles is giving a final notice of unpaid traffic tickets, and that enforcement will begin soon. The Kansas Department of Transportation does not collect money for traffic tickets or tolls and will never request or collect payments through text messages. So know that these messages are not legitimate. Do not click or open any links within these scam texts, as clicking on these links could expose your personal and financial information to scammers, and never share sensitive personal or financial details by text message or by clicking on unknown links. If you've received a scam message, report it to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov and or the Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. Delete the text and report it as junk. If you provided payment information at a fraudulent website, you need to contact your bank or credit card company immediately. To stay informed about official Kansas Department of Transportation information, you can visit their official website at ksdot.gov or their verified social media channels. One person died in an accident just after 5 p.m. on Friday in Smith County. The Kansas Highway Patrol reported that a 2006 Yamaha motorcycle driven by 70-year-old Mark Hollenbeck of Parker, Nebraska, was eastbound on US 36 just east of US 281 when the motorcycle struck a trailer pulled by a 2014 Chevy Silverado driven by 73-year-old Dale Harrington of Holdridge, Nebraska, who had slowed to turn north into a cemetery. Hollenbeck was pronounced dead at the scene and was transported to Simmons Rentschler Mortuary in Harrington, and 3 passengers in the pickup were not injured. Hollenbeck was wearing a helmet, according to the Kansas Highway Patrol. One person was injured in an accident just before 9 p.m. on Sunday in Trego County. The Kansas Highway Patrol reported that a 2004 Chevy Suburban, driven by 36-year-old Julia C. Villarreal Gomez of Waukene, was westbound on AA Road, 7 miles north and 2 miles east of Ransom, when the driver lost control of the SUV and it rolled into the south ditch. EMS transported Villarreal Gomez to Griswold Memorial Hospital. He was not wearing a seatbelt, according to the Kansas Highway Patrol. In Nebraska news, the McCook Police Department posted on social media that on August 3rd, an off-duty McCook police officer observed an individual in the area of West McCook that had an active warrant for their arrest, so the officer notified the on-duty sergeant of this information, and on-duty officers then went to look for this individual. The individual was spotted by an on-duty officers near the McCook housing property located on West F Street, and in an effort to locate the subject, McCook police reached out to a company whose helicopter was already in the area to see if they would be willing to assist from the air. The company's helicopter then made several passes while they were in McCook, and then they left. McCook officers were unsuccessful in locating the individual and are asking residents in the area to report sightings to the police department. However, they believe there's no danger to the public at this time. The McCook Police would like to thank the public and the Red Willow County Sheriff's Office for their assistance in this matter. The Nebraska State Patrol is investigating after a Columbus police officer shot and killed a woman while conducting an investigation. The State Patrol reported that the incident happened at around 5:15 p.m. on Saturday in the 3000 block of 13th Street in Columbus, which is on the west edge of downtown. According to the news release, officers were conducting an investigation when a female subject attacked one of the officers with a knife, injuring the officer, and another officer then shot the female subject. According to the release, officers attempted life-saving measures. However, the female died at the scene, and the injured officer was treated and released from a hospital. The Nebraska State Patrol is investigating the incident, and as with all in-custody deaths, the state will convene a grand jury to review the incident. I'll be back with more in just a moment.
Firebolt Ag is a full-service fertilizer and chemical retailer. They customize products for individual farmers' needs, with the primary focus being customer profitability. Let Josh and Jack help you get the most out of your farm ground. They also provide in-house marketing with Ron Wall of Flatwater Solutions. Visit Ron in Phillipsburg or call Josh at 785-854-8484 or Jack at 308-840-2819. Firebolt Ag, your leader in agriculture.
Kansas State University's commitment to being a top employer in Kansas and higher education was recognized in the national spotlight on July 30th when Forbes ranked the university number 3 on its list of America's best employers for women. Forbes also included a profile on the university as one of its featured companies. K-State placed 3rd out of 700 U.S. companies and first among 50 universities and colleges ranked nationwide, and is one of only 3 employers in the state of Kansas to be ranked. AMC Entertainment in Leawood was ranked 626th, and Garmin in Olathe is ranked 643. Of K-State's nearly 4,600 employees, 56% are women, and women also comprise 50% of K-State's 1,662 supervisors and 40% of the university's academic deans and interim deans. The ranking is based on a survey of more than 140,000 women working at companies with at least 1,000 employees. Survey respondents were asked how likely they were to recommend their current and previous employers, and if they would recommend any employers they knew in their industry or through family and friends. Participants were also asked to rate their current employers in areas like working environment, pay equity, parental leave, and the company's handling of incidents related to sexual misconduct and discrimination. Earlier this year, Forbes also recognized K-State as one of America's best mid-size employers, as out of the 498 mid-size companies recognized, K-State ranked number 40. The university was only one of 39 educational institutions on the list and the only one in the state of Kansas. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment and the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks have issued a public health advisory due to blue-green algae. A harmful algae bloom may look like foam, scum, or paint floating on the water and be colored blue, bright green, brown, or red, and blooms can develop rapidly. If the water appears suspicious or if there's decaying algae on the shore, you need to avoid contact and keep your dogs away. These toxins can be absorbed by ingestion, inhalation of aerosols, and even skin contact, and the symptoms vary depending upon the type of exposure, but can include rash, vomiting, diarrhea, fever, sore throat, and headache. If you or your pets come into contact with algae, rinse the area with clean, fresh water. And suspected harmful algae bloom-related health incidents, whether human or animal, regardless of the season, should be reported as soon as possible at kdhe.ks.gov/1163. Active advisories include locally a warning status for Norton Lake Keith Sibelius Reservoir in Norton County. Advisories are lifted when cell densities and toxins concentrates dissipate to levels below the watch threshold. When a warning is issued, the Kansas Department of Health and Environment recommends precautions to be taken that include that signage should be posted at all public access locations. Inhalation of spray or aerosols may be harmful. Lake water is not safe to drink for pets or livestock. Lake water, regardless of blue-green algae status, should never be consumed by humans. Water contact should be avoided. Fish may be eaten if they are rinsed with clean water, and only the fillet portion is consumed while all the other parts are discarded. Do not allow your pets to eat dried algae. If the lake water contacts skin, you need to wash with clean water as soon as possible and avoid areas of visible algae accumulation. For information on blue-green algae and reporting potential harmful algae blooms, you can visit kdhe.ks.gov/HAB. The American Red Cross is calling on donors to give blood now to maintain a steady national blood supply, and Type O blood donors are especially key to keeping critical blood products on hospital shelves into August. Even a strong blood supply can experience a sudden drop, potentially impacting the availability of life-saving blood that can help people like new mothers, burn and trauma patients, and those facing cancer. So you can help safeguard patient care by booking a time to give blood or platelets by visiting redcrossblood.org, calling 1-800-RED-CROSS, or by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Upcoming blood donation opportunities locally include tomorrow, August 5th, in Hoxie from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the 4-H building, and in Norton on August 12th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Norton County Hospital, 102 East Home Street. Developmental Services of Northwest Kansas was recently announced as the recipient of a $1,000 grant from Midwest Energy Incorporated, and this award will be used in DSNWK's KidLink Early Intervention Program to provide transition backpacks. The transition backpacks are provided to every KidLink child in the program upon turning 3 years old, and each transition backpack includes items from the developmental areas that are of importance for the child as they grow in their communication, social, emotional, physical, and cognitive skills. The DSNWK KidLink Early Intervention Program provides a system of services to help infants and toddlers from birth to age 3 who have a developmental delay, diagnosed disability, or who are at risk of a developmental delay, including vision and hearing impairments. DSNWK wants to thank Midwest Energy for their generous support of the people they serve. I'm Natalie Hadley. Your KQNK News was brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, farmers helping farmers to succeed. You can contact Firebolt Ag today to get the most out of your farmland. Your KQNK weather forecast is being brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, your Norton experts for all of your pest control needs. Your forecast for today, there'll be some patchy fog this morning, and it should be sunny with highs in the upper 80s and a southeast wind around 5 miles per hour, and it should be increasing to around 10 miles per hour this afternoon. For tonight, it should be mostly clear in the evening, then partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms after midnight, and lows in the mid-60s with a southeast wind of 10 to 15 miles per hour, and the chance of precipitation tonight is 20%. On Tuesday, it should be partly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms in the morning, and then mostly sunny in the afternoon and humid with highs around 90 and south winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour and gusts to 35 miles per hour on Tuesday with a chance of precipitation of 30%. And on Tuesday night, it should be mostly clear and humid with lows in the upper 60s. I'll be back with the rest of your forecast in just a moment.
When you got bugs, we know what a nuisance that can be.
Lock 'em out. From Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, Lock 'em Out is our very effective residential insect prevention program. We'll come to your place and treat your foundation plus all insect entryways. And while we're there, receive a free termite inspection. Call Mr. Rich Wenzel, our certified technician in Norton, at 785-202-0167. That's 202-0167.
Continuing with your weather forecast, on Wednesday it should be sunny and hot with highs in the mid-90s. On Thursday, sunny and hot with highs around 100. On Friday, mostly sunny and hot with highs around 100. On Saturday, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s. And on Sunday, should be partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s. Currently with fair skies, it is 61 degrees. The humidity is 90%. The wind speed is calm. The barometric pressure is 30.09, and the dew point is 58 degrees. Your weather was brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control right here in Norton. You can call Hinkle Termite and Pest Control at 785-202-0167 for all of your pest control needs. It is 8:22. It's time for Kansas Sports. That's being brought to you by United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything they do for you.
Save more, earn more with the Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union. Enrollment in this program automatically rounds up the amount of all debit card and share draft purchases made from your checking account to the next whole dollar and deposits into the Easy Saver savings account. Not only will this account help you save, but it also earns 2.01% APY monthly. Special terms and conditions apply. Come in today and open your Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything we do for you. NCUA insured.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis. As the Chiefs plan to choose between renovating their current stadium at Arrowhead in Missouri and building a new one in Kansas, a new lawsuit could streamline their options via KCTV5.com. A lawsuit has been filed regarding Missouri's funding plan to renovate Arrowhead Stadium. Quote, the appropriations described in the bill are a direct gift or bribe to the owners of the Chiefs and Royals to stay in Missouri, end quote, the lawsuit alleges. The lawsuit filed by two Missouri legislators and a private citizen urges that the law is unconstitutional. Quote, the Attorney General is constitutionally obligated to defend the laws enacted by the people of Missouri through their elected representatives, end quote. A spokesperson for the Missouri Attorney General, Andrew Bailey, said, quote, our office is currently reviewing the lawsuit, end quote. The Chiefs will ultimately have to decide what they think about the lawsuit, whether it has merit or not, and if it will push them towards Kansas. Kansas Information Network Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis.
ValleyVet.com. Wish you could make your pasture a no-fly zone? Well, the next best thing is to check out all the fly control solutions available at Valley Vet Supply. Valley Vet has a whole array of insecticides, including E-Pro, Silence, Clean Up 2, Ultra Boss, Synergized D-Lice Poron, Piranha Zero Bite, and Stock Guard Concentrate, and mineral oil for mixing. Keep in mind that rotating insecticides keeps the bugs from getting resistant to them. Check out the mineral feeders with fly killer covers and the always popular cattle rubs. At valleyvet.com, you'll find exceptional value and a large selection of meds and more, shipped fast and free on most orders over $75. Find your ranching needs at valleyvet.com or shop their store in Marysville.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Philip Eisenhagen. Together we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 418 East Holm here in Norton or call 877-3373. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.